Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about something deeply human, an experience that, in some way, will touch all of us. Grief, whether it's the loss of a loved one, the end of a relationship, a major career change, or even a dream that didn't come true, grief is a universal language of the heart. Understanding the journey of grief doesn't make the pain magically disappear, but it can give us a map, a way to navigate the confusing and overwhelming emotions that come with loss. It helps us make sense of what feels senseless and, most importantly, it reminds us that healing, while not always a straight line, is possible. Grief isn't just sadness, it's a messy, complex tapestry of emotions. It's the sharp sting of pain, the fog of confusion, the heavy weight of guilt, the fire of anger, and sometimes even moments of numbness or unexpected relief. It is the heart's natural and necessary response to loss. You've probably heard of the 5 stages of grief, a model introduced by psychiatrist Elizabeth Currit. These are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. But it's crucial to remember that these aren't neat, orderly steps you check off a list. Think of them more like waves in an ocean. Sometimes they overlap, sometimes you might skip one entirely, and sometimes a wave you thought had passed will return, and that's completely okay. Your journey is your own. Let's walk through each of these stages together to better understand the landscape of our own hearts. The first stage is often denial. This is the mind's built-in defense mechanism, its way of protecting us from the initial shock and overwhelming pain of a loss. It's that surreal feeling, that voice in your head that whispers, "This can't be happening. This isn't real." During this phase, you might find yourself going about your day almost on autopilot, expecting things to be exactly as they were before. You might wake up in the morning and, for a fleeting moment, forget the reality of your loss. Denial isn't about being delusional or avoiding the truth. It's a survival tactic. It gives your soul the time it needs to absorb the new reality slowly, processing the unbearable in small, manageable pieces. If you find yourself in this stage, please be gentle with yourself. You are not weak for being in denial. You're not avoiding reality. You are surviving it, one moment at a time. It's a cushion for the blow, and it will fade when you're ready to face what comes next. When the initial shock of denial begins to fade, another powerful emotion often rushes in to take its place: anger. Anger can feel like a wildfire burning inside you. It can be directed at anything and anyone, at doctors, at friends, at the world for being unfair, at yourself for things you think you should have done differently, or even at the person you lost for leaving you. You might find yourself asking, "Why me? Why them? Why did this have to happen now?" It's so easy to feel guilty for being angry, to think it's a bad emotion, but anger is a vital part of the healing process. It gives your grief a voice. It's a sign that you cared deeply, that the loss matters immensely. When you feel this anger rise, try to find safe ways to express it. Write it all down in a journal without any filter. Talk to a trusted friend who can just listen without judgment. Go for a run, scream into a pillow, whatever helps you release that energy without harming yourself or others. Remember, anger is very often just pain wearing a mask. Next, we often enter the stage of bargaining. This is when our minds start trying to negotiate a way out of the pain. We find ourselves making silent deals with a higher power, with the universe, with fate, or even with ourselves. If I promise to be a better person, can I just have them back? If only I had called them that day, things would be different. What if I had done this instead of that? Bargaining is born from a deep place of regret, helplessness, and a desperate longing to turn back the clock. It's our attempt to regain some semblance of control in a situation that feels completely out of our hands. We cling to the slimmest sliver of hope, even when a part of us knows we cannot change what has already happened. If you catch yourself making these what if and if only bargains, don't judge yourself for it. It's a testament to your love and your heart, as powerful attempt to protect itself from the finality of the loss. It's a natural reflex in the face of the uncontrollable. After the whirlwind of denial, anger, and bargaining, a quiet, heavy stillness often sets in. This is the stage of depression. This isn't necessarily clinical depression, but rather a profound sadness that arrives when the full reality and weight of the loss truly sink into our hearts. During this time, you might feel a deep sense of emptiness, a chronic fatigue that sleep doesn't fix, or a complete disconnection from the world around you. Activities that once brought you joy might feel meaningless. It can feel like you're walking through a fog, and the colors of life have all faded to gray. It is so important to understand this. Feeling this way is not a sign of weakness or a personal failure. It is a natural and appropriate response to a significant loss. It is your body and mind acknowledging that something precious is gone forever. The key here is to allow yourself to feel it. Don't fight it or try to push it away. Cry when you need to cry. Rest when you feel tired. Journal your thoughts or talk to someone you trust who can sit with you in your sadness. Healing truly begins when we stop running from our pain and start listening to what it's trying to teach us about love, about loss, and about ourselves. And finally, we arrive at acceptance. Now, acceptance is one of the most misunderstood stages. It does not mean you're okay with the loss. It doesn't mean you've forgotten the person or the life you had before. And it certainly doesn't mean you've moved on. Acceptance simply means learning to live with the new reality. It's the stage where you begin to find moments of peace again. You start to rebuild your life around the loss, not in spite of it. You learn how to carry the memory of what was lost in a way that gives you strength, rather than just sorrow. Acceptance can look like smiling at a fond memory instead of only crying. It might be making new choices for your future that honor the memory of your loved one. It's the quiet realization that grief doesn't ever truly end, but it changes its shape. It becomes a part of you, and in learning to carry it, you change too. Modern grief experts emphasize that there is no single, correct roadmap for grieving. Your journey is as unique as your relationship with what you've lost. You might feel a surge of anger and a moment of acceptance all in the same day. You might find yourself circling back to a deep sadness years later, triggered by a song or a scent. And sometimes, new stages emerge that weren't in the original model. Some experts talk about a sixth stage, finding meaning. This is where you find a new sense of purpose in what you've been through, perhaps by helping others or creating something beautiful from your pain. There's also the concept of post-traumatic growth, where you realize that grief, as devastating as it is, has expanded your capacity for empathy, deepened your understanding of life, and connected you more profoundly to your own humanity. Grief is not something you get over. It is something you learn to carry with grace. If you are grieving right now, please hear this. You are not broken. You are human. And you are doing the incredibly brave work of healing every single day, even when it doesn't feel like it. Take each day one breath at a time, one emotion at a time, one memory at a time. The pain you feel is a measure of the love you have. And while that pain may never vanish completely, it will soften, it will change, and one day you will feel the light again. Thank you so much for watching. If this video resonated with you, please consider liking it, subscribing to the channel, and maybe sharing it with someone who might need to hear these words today. And if you feel comfortable, I invite you to share a little about where you are in your own journey in the comments below. Let's create a space where we can support one another. Take care.